Well, hey, good morning. It's October 15th, getting close to 8 a.m. In the year 2022 on the east coast of the United States. Just shaking up some 30 calorie per cup almond milk here. I've got Blue Diamond Almond Breeze here this morning. I'm going to tell you a story from my substitute teaching this past week. But first, I want to get some milk frothing because today, well, of course, it's the weekend, but I have some time. So it's okay if I get the milk frother dirty. I'll have time to clean it up afterwards. Okay, unlike the rest of the week. So I get this going here. And let's see, I need to pick out some coffee. I am going to have something, sometimes I like, turn that over. Sometimes I'm actually, isn't this silly, but attracted to having a coffee because of the package. Do you ever have that happen? You buy something because it has pretty packaging. Look at that. It sort of matches what I'm wearing. By the way, this shirt, if you know me, okay, you can probably read backwards enough to see it says easily distracted by birds. If you know me, you know that's so true. For example, if I go visit my daughter, she has this big picture window, and I'll be sitting on the sofa so I can look out the window, and she'll be sitting across from me. And while we're talking, I'll be looking at her, and then we're talking, I'm looking over there at the birds coming to her bird feeder or in her tree because, yep, easily distracted by birds. Well, anyhow, so we're getting this milk frothing. I've got, I don't even need such a big cup. It's okay, I'll use it. So this morning I've got Buenos Aires. Let me turn my machine on here so it can be getting ready. The milk is frothed. Okay. Oh, doesn't that look good? Okay. Sometimes I'll put skinny syrup into the milk and froth it all together. It actually enhances the frothing. And of course it makes a lovely sweet flavored froth. But this morning I'm going to try it with plain milk. Okay, so the machine is ready. We'll close it up and let's let this go ahead and run. And then I'll tell you a little story from teaching yesterday. It was something that I didn't laugh in the class, but every time I remember it, it makes me laugh. But I'll tell you in just a second. Okay, so there we've got all that lovely froth. Let me get a spoon here. So, okay, let me give this a taste. It's tasty. That is, it's tasty, but look, this is the liquid. That's all froth. So I'll let that froth dissipate a little bit. And, okay, so, in the class, one of the things we were talking about, we've been talking about in the late 1800s, early 1900s, how people came from Europe, as immigrants here for a better life in the United States to escape persecution, oppression, not being able to support their families because they couldn't find work, so on and so forth. So apparently I did not give, these are third graders, okay? I did not set the stage well enough for them, completely enough for them to sort of get the picture of the types of lives these people led. You know, I mean, these are 8 and 9-year-olds who pretty much only know their own lives here in the United States. You know, and I showed them pictures, of course, and, you know, like, look at this picture, okay? Look at these people. You can look at these people, you know, as adults, and you can tell that these are not well-to-do folks. So I showed them a picture of adults in a classroom, you know, with books in front of them. And I talked about how people would work, these immigrants, some of them, after working hard all day, they would go to night school. They'd go in the evening. You know, I did clarify that. They were not working all day and going to school all night. So they would go in the evening. And we had already talked about how they, you know, didn't speak English, and most of their jobs, I told them about the kind of jobs, you know, manual labor, having a push cart and selling things, stuff like that. But they can't, you know, how can in 2022, an 8 or 9-year-old have any conception of what it is that you earn your living by having a push cart with the little things that you sell, you know, or fruit or vegetables or something like that. So I said to them, you know, what do you think they were going to school to learn? Well, I got some answers that were not right. But then one kid raises his hand and he says, you know, oh, maybe like to sell real estate. Now, like I said, I didn't laugh, but inside I was like in hysterics. Now, it turns out that this young man's father had just gotten his real estate license, so that was something he could relate to, going to school, you know, to learn to sell real estate. But, you know, honestly, do you think the main goal of people that looked like this was to learn to sell real estate? But, you know, he couldn't relate to that, of course, and I understand that. Here, let me show you this. Okay, here, these people, their main goal in life is not to learn to sell real estate. Anyhow, you know, it showed me, it kind of put me more in a mindset of where an 8 or 9-year-old is thinking. You know, now an 8th grader would have immediately understood, maybe a 7th, maybe a 6th grader, possibly some 5th graders. Anyway, but a 3rd grader, still, whenever I think of it, you know, oh my gosh. Anyway, so that's one of the funny things that happened while teaching. But, you know, like I said, not only was it funny to me, but it helped me to realize better that when we're talking about history or, you know, another country or something to kids, that we can't just give them facts like I might tell you. I might say, oh, these are very poor people, you know, they come over this country with just a few bundles of stuff. That's their complete worldly goods. You know, you get the idea. 8 or 9-year-old, they don't know. So I need to find a way to set the stage better for them to relate in some way, find some way that they can relate to that experience of those people. Anyhow, I'm just the substitute, so. But I will think about it for when I go back, you know, and we might talk about some of the things that we talked about this past week, because I'm going back already on Tuesday and Friday to the same class. Well, anyway, yes, obviously I enjoy it, and I enjoy my coffee, so I'm going to stop talking here so that my coffee won't get cold. Oh, it feels so nice. It's 50 degrees out there, 50. Oh my gosh, we're heading to fall again here. So, oh, but it's supposed to go up to 88. What can I tell you? This is South Georgia. This is how we roll here. Okay, well, look, you have a good day. I intend to have a good day.